internet and it would be fine. Hello. Welcome to GutPunchRP behind the scenes Baldurwin talk.
Baldurwin?
Oh, that's the one. Yep.
That's what it's called now. You haven't played that game yet.
That's the name of it now.
You're not ready for that.
Okay, but like Baldurwin, like a farming sim,
which are always getting like murdered by armies. Terrible. Sounds awful. All right, we're doing D&D. Welcome everyone to GutPunchRP, the channel you are watching right now. We are here tonight with the finale of Lost in the Wild. Our Feywildy bullshit, super loosely, based on Wild Beyond the Witchlight D&D game. Welcome. Thanks for tuning in. I did not open the thing that talks about our sponsors and stuff, so I'm just gonna wing it. It'll be fine, I'm sure. Alright, so our sponsor for this lovely show who provides prizes is none other than Dungeons Gate, a local Midwest gaming store that sells D&D books along with other TTRPG books, accessories, comic books, painting supplies, Pokemon cards, whatever you need, they got it. You can use the code GutPunchRP to get 10% off anything that is not on sale on their website. And they just had their 3rd birthday, so, go show them some love. That was good. That was pretty good. And the other thing that we talk about is, the charity that we are fundraising for. I feel like I did not finish asking Jess a question earlier.
That is correct.
Are we doing a giveaway today or no? You can say no. It's like, a computer question, and I don't know how to do computers, so. But the charity that we're raising money for either way is the Transgender Law Center, who works on changing policies and attitudes so everyone can live authentically, no matter their gender expression or identity. That's the charity. You can type !charity in our chat to find out more about them, and !donate if you want to donate to the said charity. Baby Jess,
I'm getting there.
I can't vamp. I have a one-track mind, and I'm trying to keep it D&D.
I think the fun part is that we also could help you vamp and just let you float out at sea.
Yeah, no, we're just letting you flounder. Yeah,
it's pretty great.
God, it's so good.
I thought it was going well.
Tell you what, if somebody were to maybe donate right now, then we could have a drawing.
We could have
limited time
drawing. So, Amber, get on that.
AKA, I'm saying odds would be pretty good that you'd win.
They would.
If you would
true.
Would donate.
Jump on it right now.
All right, so what we're going to go ahead and give away then, I'll hold it closer to the camera, is the Wild Beyond the Witchlight Carnival set. Beautiful. You got the, Displacer Beast with its wings. You got a mermaid. You got some, various horrifying clowns. And of course, Hurley the Bugbear. You want it? Donate at least $1 to be entered to win this lovely set of miniatures that were actually seen on the show. Most of them. I don't know what this is. We never used it. But yeah.
You guys met a mermaid?
It was, okay.
Yeah, what mermaid?
As seen on the map that maybe you didn't interact with.
Oh, okay.
She had a whole story, and you guys were just like, fuck you, mermaid. All right.
We had other things to do. We had dragons to kill.
That's fair. Okay, so then let's start some D&D. Yeah.
Why not?
Okay. Yeah. Here we go, D&D. All right. I'm a serious DM. Previously on Lost in the Wild, the party has accomplished a great many things in their short time together. After leaving the Witchlight Carnival and entering the Feyland of Prismere, they first met a town full of delightful Herringons, who directed them to a giant tree that had a town inside. That's pretty cool. In the tree town of Loomlurch, Not only were they able to find Star, the displacer beast cub, whose mother had asked them to please search for her, but they also stumbled across Kichiro's long missing friend, Will, who disappeared from the carnival when they visited together as kids and has barely aged a day since. They also find information and allies in the form of 2 members of Valor's Call, Malavir and Marchand, who pointed them in the direction of the Briganock mines, which were rumored to contain a tunnel directly to the evil hag Edelin Moongrave's ill-gotten castle, and gave the party a way to contact them should they need help storming the castle. Whatever. On the way to the... Definitely not. On the way to the mines, the party was driven into a confrontation with the fearsome Jabberwock, a Fey dragon that they were handily able to defeat, as it seemed the most focused on Cobalt for some mysterious reason. They looted its lair and found many magical bits of weapons and armor, and also a very interesting magical unicorn horn that had fallen into its nest as it had, run around being a dragon, murdering dudes. I know how to read. It's fine, guys. They made it to the mines along with the Briganock guide they picked up named Obud and his pony. Whereupon they met 2 members of the League of Malevolence, the Warduke and Skyla, who we can fix her, guys. We can fix her. After beating them and freeing the mines from their control, the party spent an enjoyable evening playing saucy drinking games and getting to know each other better. Knowing full well that tomorrow they would have to go and knock on a hag's door with the hopes of freeing the Fey Queen Zablina from her icy grip. Okay, so now we're going to do a little traveling. We see the party as they have been led into this tunnel. A very narrow tunnel that has kind of tiny little steps on the side that look like they're about sized for Briganock feet and are very useless to most all of you. In the middle, there is a smoother trail that has very just like ancient and fading sort of cart ruts in it. And as you step into this sort of 4 to 6 foot high, depending on the ceiling tunnel, so most of you are a little hunched, you start walking. At as quick a clip as you can, given the confines. And you continue to walk. And then you walk some more, and you maybe lose track of time a little bit, and you can't see the end, especially since most of you are kind of facing down at the ground a little bit. And suddenly, the trail that's wound and had steep fall-offs on one side as the other side, then in a few more feet falls off, and you're walking on a thin little split, begins to rise, and rise quickly, to the point where you guys are getting higher and higher, you can tell, and you're out of breath, and there's stitches in your sides. Most of you probably not Kichiro, let's be for real. But you all are
stretching.
Like, guys, it's just, you all are nearing the end of your journey. How would you be traveling through this tunnel? Who do you think you would put in front?
I would gladly volunteer.
Okay.
There we go.
Since apparently I don't have trouble, because I stretch my limbs and all this before we, go on this long
all right,
punch
but
walk.
that is not. It's okay.
Last night.
I have never been an athletic type, so it's never. No.
Yeah, but adventuring and going through the woods and fighting a dragon.
I can do, but that's different. All the shit you do, no. Nuh-uh.
Good. Listen.
As you're scolding them for not doing stretches, your head bumps into a surface as you are looking back a little bit.
Oh, all right. Okay, I didn't see that one. The other trick is to look where you're going. Is it like a door?
Yes, it would be a wooden hatch.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, only one way through, right? I say, looking back at everybody. Like,
yeah, I suppose.
It seems so.
Should we? I don't know. Elio, go check it out.
Oh, yeah, it might be.
I'll
good point.
step aside and like gesture at the door. After you.
Yeah, it's up above you a little bit. So as you go to like push up, it does give a little bit of resistance. Like it's not locked, but there's something on it, and as you begin to move it, it starts to make a slight creaking noise.
I mean, if we can't get it to move, I could. Let me double check the components of Misty Step. It's fine. Oh, I have to be able to see the space. Never mind.
I think I'm just not strong enough.
I can give it a try.
I'm definitely not strong enough.
It's not particularly heavy. It's just like
I have a -1 strength.
Same, my fat.
There, Elio. There.
I have other skills.
all right, are we switching up who's trying to go through this door?
I can
think so.
Try it if
All
you would
right.
like for me to.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
You see instantly, Veritas, that it is not very heavy, and maybe that Elio should be doing some stretching.
Elio's gonna elbow Veritas in the side and be like, I loosened it up for you.
I think you need more protein in your diet.
And as you're continuing to lift it up, there is like clearly what would be some sort of crate on top of it that's sliding off.
Oh, someone catch that, please.
I'll try to scramble past and stop the crate from.
Yeah, Cobalt just stands there and looks. Just like.
I'm just here to look pretty.
Just leaning against the wall. Go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw. Sure.
I'm good at this.
Yeah, I figured it'd be like a plus 105 or something.
Ooh, 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So Veritas is going to lift this trap door with ease and does it a little bit too quickly, and this box starts to slide, and you all kind of hear that like scrape as it increases speed. And you just like from the little crack that has been made, just stick your arm out and grab it. And are able to slowly bring it forward into the ground. It's also a very light crate. It's probably empty from what you guess from that. But now you can open this door and see into this area. It's very dark, and as you are sort of like silently standing there for a moment, letting your eyes adjust, every now and then you can hear just a snippet of a voice, like kind of like it's coming through a couple of layers of something. And it's kind of going up and down in, let's say, a theatrical way. But directly around you, it is just a space that feels distinctly disused and like it has been this way for a while. In addition to the empty box, as you all climb out, you notice the crunch of dust beneath your feet. And it's almost like as the dust rises, it kind of like doesn't fall in a weird way. It just seems to stay suspended in a way that is not something that you would expect from dust. As you continue to look around, you notice that you're kind of in a corner with your back against one wall. To the side that you didn't, the side away from the wall, there is a long piece of fabric that is painted with a kind of simultaneously like beautiful and shoddy landscape. And anyone from the circus would recognize it as a backdrop for some sort of performance. Looking to the wall that is opposite that, there is a notice board. And in front of that notice board, there is a very short figure with sort of long ears, wearing what at one time might have been like a snappy little coat, but again, like everything else back here, is just coated in this dust.
Do they look familiar to the carnies?
No?
Okay.
No. Okay. I'm like, oh no.
I was like, was it the gnome bard from the beginning?
No. This is, if you're looking at them, you notice that they don't move. They're standing stock still, sort of mid-action. And that action seems to be that they are pinning something up to this board. That, even with the layer of dust, is completely empty except for one other piece of sort of curled and faded parchment that just has like a dagger stabbed into it. Otherwise, in this immediate area, to about 20 feet down the little hallway between the backdrop and the wall, stone wall, it seems quiet.
It seems quiet.
Too quiet.
How can something be too quiet? I feel like it's a binary state.
No, but there's always some sort of, like, background noise. Like, always. Even if it's just, like, little rustle of wind or, like, bugs buzzing around or something, but there's always something.
And you're still hearing the muffled voices from somewhere off through the backdrop.
I want to go take a closer look and listen in on what's being said.
I will go with,
Thank you.
as we do, this sort of chitin plating on me will start to shimmer a little bit, and I'm going to activate my chameleon carapace, so I have advantage on dexterity checks, or stealth checks, specifically.
Okay. All right. So, looking at the backdrop, from what you can see, they're pretty much like pressed against the wall on one side, so you can like sort of shimmy through that, if you would like. Otherwise, there is like the faintest bit of light that seems to be like coming through a gap further down.
I'll take the first option. See how well that goes.
All right.
Give it a shot.
You can both roll, or one of you can roll at advantage as you press yourselves to the wall and lift these heavy backdrops and just try and sneak your way forward.
I can help you with if it's lifting things. If it's lifting
Yeah.
heavy things, I'll help you out with that one.
Okay, first one was a 1, so thank you.
Oh no.
The second one, however, was a 19 plus my strength modifier.
Ooh.
Is this athletics or just strength?
Stealth? What are we? We're stealth?
Are we stealthing?
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're
Well, then-
stealthing. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was not lifting. It was referring to the heaviness of the fabric.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
My bad.
All good. Well, in that case, that's a 22.
All right.
Was that with the advantage still? Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great, that's
Okay.
for both of us. Love that.
So,
Cool.
Veritas, you are moving absolutely silently, sort of picking up each layer of this backdrop and then ushering Cobalt through and then letting it just lay back where it was. So there's barely a rustle as you all move forward. And you move forward to stage left. As you peek around this last little backdrop, you see that you are kind of looking out to a very odd and stilted performance. Like, being from the Circus Veritas, you recognize that they are performing something, and it has an odd look to it. There is one woman standing who looks like the goblin in back, might be absolutely frozen in time. She looks like her hands are mid-cast of some sort of spell, and there's just like this sort of frozen swirling ball. The other people on stage, a few of them are standing still, but they have this kind of like panicky look on their face where their eyes are sort of darting back and forth to what they are seeing out in front of them, which is some sort of audience. You do hear sort of heckling, chittering? It's not a language you recognize, but you do know the sound of someone heckling performers. And then there are two other short figures who are sort of dressed in an all gray motley with like painted faces, and they are most of the sound that you are hearing. They are the voices who are speaking. And as you're closer and you can hear the words, it sounds very much like they are cold reading a play that they don't know. But then also, as you watch them for a moment, you get the feeling that they are almost being like puppeted. Like the way their arms move, it's like a sudden jerk, and then it'll go down as they are speaking sort of discordantly through all of that.
Are like the words that we're hearing, are they like matching up with like the mouth movements, or is it like a weird kind of like unsynced up ADR kind of situation? Like like a bad dub. Like
the words that they are saying are synced up with like their mouth movements. It really just seems like, because their body's kind of continually being like jerked a little bit here and there, that they're just not speaking as
of their own volition.
They're not speaking as like smoothly as they would normally speak. It's a distressed sort of state.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, this performance could use some work.
That's a very kind review, honestly. Do you recognize any of these people? Any
don't.
connection to the circus or anything? Okay.
Not off the top of my head. I don't think it's coincidence, though, that...
No, can't be.
Can I do an insight check to sort of like further discern what type of stress it is? Like they're speaking in a very distressed manner. Is it like stage fright? Is it I gotta be good at this or I'll be murdered? Like what type of?
Yeah, we'll take a perception check to see what sort of distress they are under.
So that is an 18.
18. They look like they're being forced to do something they don't want to do. From what you've seen of maybe the bad guys you've fought thus far, League of Malevolence in particular, you would guess that if they don't like what someone's doing, they would kill them, and maybe that would extend to other members of the malevolent side of this conflict. But also, as you're standing there watching them...
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Shit.
It's not even bad this time, I swear.
Sure.
You sort of are hearing the words that this little figure is saying, and they're just sort of washing over you. And then, like, something kind of clicks a little bit in the back of your head, and you're like, oh, someone actually did used to perform this at the circus. But it's also kind of a fey fairy tale. And it's just, like, on the tip of your brain what it is, and it's something to do with a magical unicorn horn? And a frozen princess.
We have one of those.
This feels like something Daz would know about. I never remember details of stories.
I've never heard this one. So.
I'll try and like slink back to the rest of the group so I can...
Me too! Yeah, I'm not staying here by myself!
Yeah.
Fuck that!
Keep watch.
You guys will be able to slink back as you've already like figured out the path and know that there are no obstacles in your way.
You come back and I'm like with the little person, little like gnome. Did you say it was a gnome or halfling? Or...
Now that you're closer, it is a small goblin.
Okay, small goblin. Like I'm kind of like looking and doing the like in front of their face, the waving the hand in front of their face, and just being like getting obnoxiously close to.
They
Are they awake? Are they themselves at all? Is there any kind of response?
absolutely not.
No, none.
So you are just like bothering this poor little frozen guy, and he is just like, and you, now that you're close, you see that he is like immaculately dressed if his clothes were clean. It's a little like stand collared jacket and shirt, and they all match. He's wearing like a little golden name tag that says Zig on it, and you're like, oh, that's a nice looking name tag. But he is just frozen, pinning this to the wall, and nothing you do upsets anything about him.
What are they pinning to the wall?
It is a casting list for a play called The Magic Unicorn Horn. They might only know one play. And the first line of it, and it's, if you look at the two, the one with the knife in it and this one is much newer, just generally. The one that has the dagger through it looks like it's been there for a very long time. But this one just has most of the casting list, but it has started to fade as it's been sitting here for a while. But the role of princess went to Queen Zablina. And then it kind of just goes down, and it's a bunch of names you don't recognize for a play that you don't know.
Can we tell what the other page is? The one that has the dagger through it? Like,
as you're inspecting it, you're able to blow off a little bit of the dust. And it also looks like a casting list. And like, as you're squinting at the title, you're like, this could absolutely be the same title of the same play. I'm 100% sure they're only doing one play here. But that one has the role of princess, and directly through that is where kind of the stab mark of the dagger is, and that time the role went to someone called Natasha. Calm down, Jess.
That's where my mind went to, though. So.
Named what now?
It's the canonical. Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
So are we all on the same page? We're all thinking that there's some sort of ritual or something about this play that caused this all the something to happen to Sabrina?
I'm wondering if it's possible that the freezing of the princess is less theatrics and more
real.
What happens? Yes.
Yeah.
DM, would we gleam? Just to cut down time here, if it would mean nothing, would we gleam anything more if I cast a mending cantrip on these pieces of paper and like repair them? Would there be more information?
No, it's just like old paper. It is non-magical and does not contain any more than a casting list.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I do have a point to make. I know I couldn't lift the crate, but I'm still good at some things.
You're good at very many things.
Maybe wandering off.
You just probably should add more protein to your diet so you can build more muscle.
Yes,
that you
no, that's not
That's
what
true.
I'm
You
saying.
should be
I'm just
roughly getting 1 gram of protein per
Oh my
pound
God.
of body weight.
what I'm just saying is I'm not really sure that
All right.
maybe I could sneak next time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes. Sorry, I was just following Cobalt.
I just wanted to see what was going on. I was just curious.
Yes.
If it makes you feel better, you could probably sneak now.
Yeah.
I think you gleamed all that needed to be done with the sneaking, so, you know.
That is
Just
fair.
remember the cat and all that.
Right, yes.
As you are saying that, Cobalt has already gotten distracted by that light. That was like the other thing that we could look at. Is that right?
Oh shit, still running.
It's starting to wander over in that
Point.
direction.
No, now's your chance. Go.
So is everyone following Cobalt as Cobalt goes around to
She's like got her book in hand and like a quill in her other hand, is just kind of like looking around, being like,
If Sablina is, if it's like some kind of sleeping curse, we do know that a kiss would be what would wake her up.
We don't know that.
That is how stories go, but that isn't necessarily how sleeping magic works, though. That it requires some sort of like dispelling sort of magic or a restoration kind of spell, that sort of thing.
That is science.
There's no science.
Really?
It's not even. I mean,
it's so bring up the fact that as someone who's from the Feywild, magic doesn't really work on us in that way.
Oh, like sleep magic? Yeah.
Mm.
I think I did read that somewhere now that you mention it.
But I don't think they're asleep. Probably more frozen for real.
In which case, it would still be some sort of restoration spell, probably.
We would not necessarily rule out kissing.
There's only one way to find out, I guess.
That's true. True.
Any arcane user knows this is not
Get
true.
consent first, and then sure.
I mean, I see what Daz is saying. If any kiss is hot enough, maybe it just unfreezes the person.
See?
Yeah.
Horny jail. Bonk. All right, so we're all sneaking down the hallway between the backdrop and the wall to the opposite side of what you now know as a stage thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sneak.
Like the official name.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cast protection from good and evil on Dorcius.
Oh shit.
Just in
I
case.
appreciate that.
Just in case.
I don't even.
Just in
Well,
case.
nothing bad will happen to me. Oh god.
Don't say that aloud!
All right, so you guys are sneaking. You don't meet any resistance. It's still just that sort of very heavy dust that kicks up a little bit and seems to like sort of slow in the air. And you're still hearing the quiet voices from the other side. It now seems like the heckling is maybe getting a little bit louder. They seem to really not be enjoying the play that they're seeing. At least most of the audience. You don't know how many people are out there. But it is still no obstructed path. You can just go to this light. And as you kind of peek around, it's a corridor that goes out, and you can see a long wall of a room. There's a couple of barrels sort of stacked against one side, but otherwise it looks pretty empty.
Is this a green room? Or a dressing room? What do we got here?
No, it is. You've literally walked to the other wall. So you are looking up the side wall of what you assume is a very long room. And you notice a few spots outside of the stacked furniture and things where there are discolored patches on the wall where things have clearly been taken down. But you're just catching a couple of those as you're looking out. Like I said, you can't super see anyone from this angle, but if you want to try and creep forward and see what happens.
Yes.
If only there was someone we knew that could sneak ahead.
If one of y'all doesn't stop me, then I'm going.
No, stop. You stop that.
I feel like you will. I feel like Chiro, Veritas, and Cobalt will feel like a really sharp pain in their head for a second. That will just be like, be quiet, let me go.
Oh, perfect.
He'll sneak ahead.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Ooh. What'd you get?
1d6.
26. I rolled relatively well for me, and I did nope. Yeah. So you kind of make it out and crouch your way out to the corner of backstage. And as you are able to go a little bit further forward and look, you notice that the audience is made up of only about 5 figures, kind of standing and jumping on the benches. There are a series of shorter figures. 2 you recognize as having red hats and having given Cobalt a hard time earlier in this saga. They might not be the same ones, but they are red caps. And then on the other side, you notice like hooded, cloaked figures who have a fairly small, lithe stature, but you can't really see their faces, and they are making like very angry chittering noises about the performance, which the words that the actors are saying are kind of reaching a fever pitch as they are telling this story to the best of their ability. Further back in the room, as your eyes kind of follow it, you see the figure of what has to be the hag. She's sitting in a grand chair with her hands kind of in front of her, very much in the sort of actions of marionetting a puppet. As you watch her for a second, you realize that they match what is happening on stage to an extent. She is sort of hunched over and surrounded by all these layers of fabric from her dress, but it almost looks like in her torso there is a tiny stage of her own, as she just sort of sits there and leers, and every now and then she gives a stage direction with the jerk of her hand, and someone will move a little further. She also seems to be able to control the silent figures, but just kind of moves them around stage like chess pieces if she doesn't like where they are, as you watch for just about 30 seconds.
Okay. He'll relay that back to them in their heads. Sorry, Des. that is what he sees. And then he will say, "Do you want me to do anything?"
I mean, this is our opportunity, isn't it?
I suppose so, but I feel like we're a bit far.
Let us get closer and then we just go hog wild?
Just at least a little closer.
Why are
Alright.
y'all staring so intently?
Hag is out there.
Turn and I'll say telepathically because I'm a tricrete, and I'll say, you're missing things, and I'll just like relay everything to Daz.
I could be a distraction.
Dear.
I mean, that
That
could
is
work.
your prerogative.
DM.
But
Yeah.
Casting call. Are there any open roles that do not have a name for them?
Lord in heaven.
From the one that the goblin was putting up, there does not seem to be like empty roles, but you also would kind of guess that maybe
are there any
this
understudies listed?
this is not a current list.
Mhm.
It's at least a year old.
Is there
So
a
you-
hero role?
There is a hero role, you would assume. The unicorn comes directly after the princess.
Okay.
That's the second build part. It's the second part on the list. Is what you're saying. The second most important.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Someone has a horn.
We do have that.
Okay.
This could be your time.
Loose interpretation. I take
Elliot,
the
what the fuck is going on?
I take the horn.
Okay.
I drop my appearance as Daz and take on my closer to my changeling form, and I cast disguise self to be able to change my outfit so that it is this gleaming, sparkly white. So white poet shirt, has kind of a almost like an Elton John half capelet, kind of in just like this white sparkly sheen, and then the take out the horn as if it is kind of like a wand or a weapon, and I push through just in the most dramatic fashion possible. The proscenium.
The gang hears what is happening. What is happening?
Okay.
While this is happening, while Daz is doing this,
my princess, for I am here to wake you from your tormented frozen curse.
All
while
right.
this is happening, we're all sneaking around to
You
kind
all-
of to follow.
Are any of you following
Signal?
Daz, who went more through the like center, or are all of you going to the one side that? You were all
How
kind of
far would that put us from Elio? If we were to go with Daz?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we can just go ahead and turn on the camera and
I
just
know.
see about it.
Let's see.
Ah!
All right, now put Daz as represented by Mathia.
Yes. Oh, hell yeah.
You just kind of burst through center back right there as you walked between a couple of the backdrops and found the middle of the curtain. We have Elio sort of ducking behind these boxes right here, just crouched down and hidden. The rest of you are further back. You'd be behind. I can't see if you can see my hand, but you are behind the like tent side, or what used to be a tent. But if you are kind of on the edge, you can see Elio, but you would be about 20 feet behind Elio.
Okay. I think in that case, I'd probably, if Dorcius and Cobalt are going toward Elio, I will go with Daz to make sure Daz is not by themselves.
That works.
All right. So
I was
you are.
thinking the same thing. So
We'll have you stay behind the curtain, but the rest of you can stay hidden without stealth checks, because something very distracting has just happened as this stylishly dressed figure has just burst through the
It is
curtains.
I, the unicorn, here to save you, my princess, with love's first true love kiss.
From the back of the room, you just hear, "No, no, no, that's not how it goes." And you hear like the sort of creaking as this figure begins to stand up and like throws her hands out. And one of the
There
dwarves.
she is, the princess. I did not realize that you were already awake. You are magnificent.
Roll me a performance
Could
check.
it be deception because I am lying out of my ass here?
Yeah, sure.
Cobalt and Shiro come upon Elio, who is eye rolling.
27.
yeah, it's like
I have a plus 10
Careful.
to deception.
I hate you.
Amazing.
All right. So,
Goddamn.
would you have kind of stayed where you were in the back, or would you have moved downstage?
Oh,
Or-
yeah, I would be moving downstage. I'd be walking forward as I'm.
All right. So we'll put you at the edge of the stage. Mostly. There you go. So you walk forward, flourishing, kind of past this frozen figure, and as you, with this like horn that you have in your hand, you sort of swish out flourishingly, and almost brush this figure, and the sort of air around them seems to vibrate a little bit as you are vamping your way through. And also, it kind of... The figure who is about to say something to you sort of seems to take a second and take a deep inhale of breath. A gasp, if you will, as that unicorn horn nearly brushes the side of the frozen figure.
Hey, Kai.
At this, yes.
The map is not updating for me.
It did. I haven't moved anything else.
Okay. It's on my end then. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, never mind.
Okay. I'm like, I don't know technology. You can't throw that at me.
Sorry.
As she sort of like stands and takes another step forward, she sort of throws off her hands, and the two figures who are sort of being marionetted fall to the ground in little like puppet-like heaps. And you notice that the one who has been closest to the front to the princess figure had also been sort of dressed kind of similarly to you, honestly. It was a pretty spot-on costume. And was also holding something like a unicorn horn, but that one is definitely of the non-magical variety and probably made of wood as it sort of clatters to the ground and rolls across. She continues to take a step forward and goes up to her full height, which is, you know, fairly close to the height that Veritas is. She goes, I don't think this is an open rehearsal, so do tell me who you are. And, like, her hands do that, like, just creepy witch thing where the fingers seem to almost elongate a little bit. And she glares at you through a sallow face as magic seems to just radiate around her.
Oh, you've never heard of me? I am the one, the only Despira Daz Stargazer. Second greatest bard in all of the realms.
Well then, you'll make an excellent addition to my collection. And she sort of like waves a hand towards the back. And you see a host of figures who are sort of standing like puppets or marionettes in the corner. A few more goblins, a few humanoids. And you gather this is obviously the puppet master, but she begins to descend on you, pulling her hands further and further apart. As at least you two are going to roll initiative along.
Can I see her?
You can.
Do I have line of sight on her?
You can.
Sorry, I had the wrong thing selected.
You can move forward and have line of sight on her. And
amazing, amazing, amazing. Can I fireball her?
Wizard math.
Here's, okay, other DMs. She has uncanny awareness and can't be surprised. The fireball would be very surprising. But it's also an area of effect, so she maybe just advantage on the dexterity saving throw?
If she can't be surprised and she doesn't have a way to stop the fireball, a la counter spell or something, I would say that feature at least grants her advantage on the dexterity save.
So it is agreed. All right. Yeah, you can go ahead and fireball.
Great.
Elliot's just like ducking out of the window.
Oh no.
I, however, would like to use my what is that bard shit
amazing.
That I do?
Inspiration?
Bardic inspiration to reduce.
The negative one. Yeah.
To reduce her saving throw.
Cutting words, is that?
Yeah.
No.
No, it's not cutting words. It's
Cutting words.
No, it's something else.
It's specific to
your college.
Yeah.
What do I roll? Oh, you're gonna
It's a dex save.
And you'll reduce it by 5.
Oh, fuck you. Okay, so I rolled a 19 for once, -5 to 14, and then +1 to 15.
That just saves.
Oh,
DC
Alright.
15. Still take half damage though. Still
give
half
me-
damage,
give
and
me-
so do the minions in the fireball.
I will roll for them as well.
Is
No,
Daz in the fireball?
No, it's way up yonder.
Oh, that's
Okay.
good.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, even if he was, I could give him.
It is a little freezy.
Essentially evasion. I could give them that on the thing because evocation wizard. But
All right. And what was the roll to? They all failed. All of them
it's a
failed.
dexterity save.
Yeah, they did not make it.
Yeah, it's a DC 15.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Vengeance.
hmm
Those red caps throwing rocks.
That's what they get.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is perfect
Yeah.
because like Elio looks like he's right next to that chair, but this is fine.
Mm.
It's a
This is
total of 31 points of fire damage,
Okay.
halved to 15 for the hag who saved.
Wow. Okay. Let me just check the red cap. Okay. Both these dudes just explode in a flash of light that, if you're nearby, might have affected you, but it doesn't. The red caps are both still standing on fire, looking exceptionally perturbed. But they got that many left, and she's got how many? Damn, making me do math right away.
You're welcome.
Okay, we're just gonna do a count
Mark
up on
that
her.
spell slot. There we go. Wizard shit.
Yeah, so you have just incinerated this area. These benches are gone. Her fancy chair is gone. Reduced to ashes. And you have 2 on fire red caps who are just running around in like frantic little adorable circles if they weren't so murderous. And she is sort of just wreathed in flames and looking all the more threatening for it.
I'm a duck behind the set.
And we'll go
Don't you hide
ahead.
behind us.
We're gonna go ahead and roll some initiative.
Yeah.
So few guys to control now. Should have left the rest of them in
See,
there.
I did you a favor.
I mean, I'm just saying I should have left the rest of them in there, and that it would have been fine.
I'm not sorry.
Being here, that's a 6.
Okay, we got. What is my? And they're below you. All right. Anyone over 20?
21 for Daz.
Okay. 19 to 15, or however that works.
16 for Kichiro.
Okay. 15 to 10?
14 for
Okay.
Cobalt.
And then Ilio at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So at the top of the round, this
Where was
fire is.
Veritas?
Wait, what if Veritas
Oh
get?
yeah, we did.
Oh no!
Oh, one. I didn't even get
No.
that low.
Listen, both Elio and
Starting
Veritas
real
are-
strong.
No, y'all.
I'm just out here writing random numbers. I just wrote you at 14 for some reason.
That was.
Cobalt got
Carnies were
14.
too stunned to speak.
Mhm.
Carnies were too stunned to speak.
Okay. So, starting at the top of that initiative order, we will have Daz, followed by Kichiro. As all these guys have fallen over also. They are not helpful.
Okay. Yeah, go big or go home.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be like a 2-round fight. I hate you guys so much.
Love you too.
Yeah, I'm going to bonus action unsettling words again. So I will reduce this saving throw by only by 3 this time.
Okay.
But I'm going to cast a 3rd level Dissonant Whispers.
This is so rude. What am I rolling?
Wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw. And reduce it by how much?
By 3.
17.
Okay, that saves.
Second one tonight.
Yes! 17 plus 3, 17 minus 3.
Okay, so you'll only take half damage.
Nice.
So 13 reduced to 6
Alright.
of yield psychic damage.
Anything else for you, Daz?
Maybe take a few steps back.
Alright. But staying on stage for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Long.
You'll just use this frozen woman as a human shield.
Yeah, perfect.
Seems Daz. All right. So if that is your turn, we are on to Kichiro with Edelin on deck.
Is that ring of fire to represent everything else that's on fire?
It's
In that
slowly. I'm gonna say it's slowly smoldering, but it's going out.
Yeah, it only like sets flammable objects alight. It's not like a
Okay, cool.
It doesn't like sustain like a circle of flame or anything.
Oh, thank God! So I don't have to like risk
Yeah.
catching myself on fire.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But I still have to be really close to anything I want to hit.
I like
Can
that.
Right? Yeah. Woo! Can I actually move to that little square, like, diagonal to the front of the stage where Daz was? Opposite side?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can run up to those boxes.
And I want to hold an attack action for, like, anything that comes near me in that area. Go and get a nice kick back to where they came from.
Okay, you are standing there holding a very defensive pose as everyone else is just like slightly on fire and screaming in front of you. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right. Edelin, whose kind of clothes are still like smoldering a little bit as smoke rises around her, is going to go ahead and, with Kichiro being the closest one to her, but she would hold a grudge, with Daz being the one,
Thanks, Daz.
Yeah, with Daz being the one who annoyed her first, she's gonna go with that. Also, I feel like she hasn't seen who cast the fireball yet, so she is going to move forward.
The joys of being a bard.
She's gonna take just a step that way, actually, and go ahead, and you kind of see magic form between her fingers like a cat's cradle, and then she sort of like flings those out and then reaches forward, a clawing sort of movement towards you, and is going to attack you with a ranged spell attack. Yep, natural 1 on the first one. We're back, baby.
All is right with the world.
And then 19 to hit for the second one.
Oh yeah, that hits.
All right. As that whips across you, you are going to take 17 points of psychic damage. And
Hellish rebuke.
that's just so rude of you. All right, what are you going to hellish rebuke me at?
Yeah.
Is that a save?
That's a dexterity saving throw.
Lord in heaven. I don't have that one, so I don't have one. 16?
That saves, so you'll take half. So 12 reduced to 6.
All right, and the fire just kind of again wreathes her and goes up and down her like dress in a very, very almost stuntmanish sort of way. And you would guess that although she is being burned, there is an element of her like leaning into the scariness that she knows she's producing. So you have hellish rebuked her, And as these lashes are sort of like tied around you, she is going to yank you 10 feet forward. And just to there. So pretty much where you were again. It says nothing about falling prone. And then she is going to go... Just one sec. Just like nothing. Don't worry about it. She is going to go... Do I have any of these down here? She is going to do a spell, and it's going to be impressive, and y'all are going to love it a lot. Are we? Yeah.
Nice knowing you, Dad.
I'm ready.
She is going to look at this red... She's going to look at this red cap that's in front of her and just sort of tap his head, and then start taking a few steps back. And as she does that, he just begins to grow massively. And she polymorphs him into a giant ape. Because two can
Damn
that
it!
game. It's on. Let me get these ape stats, though.
What?
They're really good, and I don't want them to be really good right now.
Banana Bell.
Banana Bell.
That's a big boy.
He's just
That's a big.
little guy.
I was just about to say the exact same thing. That mini is fucking huge.
And his hands just
Massive.
up like that.
I feel like he's gonna like pick one of us up and smash us on the ground like the whole.
What?
I didn't prep to spell magic.
Yeah, it's just a giant ape. Don't worry about it, guys.
You could snuggle us.
And I guess that is kind of the implication made because apes are already huge. So when it's like it's a giant ape, it's like, yeah, it would be pretty big, I guess.
But like, you know, when a child falls into an enclosure, can my action be like to look at the ape like very softly?
There we go. Pretend like I am just like.
I'm the baby. It is already like full rearing up on its hind legs and beating its chest as it comes down to the ground with one giant fist planting and just sort of shaking the room. And maybe she'll move back a little bit more, just a smidge more. Doop, doop.
Oh, I won't need to spell magic for a fight episode. No.
I feel like you always need that.
I know.
All right. Oh, he's already in the initiative, and that is going to be her turn. Seems fine. Yeah. I know who's next. It's Cobalt, followed by Elio.
Great.
Okay. How far away is this bitch from me?
I lost my ruler. Why am I so unprepared for show at all times? Okay. You are still kind of back here.
Yeah. Is she within 120 feet?
She is within 120 feet. It is about 80 feet away.
Okay, 80 feet away from me, you say?
Yes, I do say.
If you say. Okay. All right. In that case, we're gonna Scorching Ray her.
Okay. All right.
We're gonna
Scorching Ray.
fire a few Scorching Rays at her. That's all attack rolls on my part. So,
Back to her.
you know what? I'm just gonna fire all three of them at her. Because we're gonna focus fire. Time for a different d20. That first one was a 9.
All right.
Okay, let's try this again. That's better. That's a natural 20.
That is a little bit better, yeah.
And then the third one is gonna be a 16.
That will just miss.
Damn it. All right, well, we have the crit. That'll do.
All right.
Okay, all right.
So full dice amount plus your roll plus modifiers.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good roll. Okay, so that's 21 points of fire damage.
21. All right, that makes sense.
It's more than Fireball did to her.
Yes. All right, and she again just sort of gets wreathed in flames, as this time it's like causing sort of like cracking along her jawline and stuff, as it almost seems to be separated.
And she needs to make a concentration check.
She does indeed. Okay, what die do I believe in? I think it's this one. So I have to do above.
It's either 10 or half of the damage taken, so it's just 10 since she took 21. But yeah.
Oh, okay, I made it. She
Damn it.
plus 8 to con.
Damn it!
It's her thing.
That's
She's
good
so
to know, though. I won't use shatter on her. Okay.
All right. So she's not looking rough. She's looking lightly singed, but she still has rage and fire in her eyes, as well as on all of her clothing. Anything else, Cobalt?
I'll just duck back behind the set.
Just kind of scoot a little.
Yep.
You are getting us in so much trouble.
I am hurting her. I am hurting the hag. Thank you.
It's true. It's true.
I am dealing damage. Thank you. And that's it for my turn.
Be Elio with some red caps and a giant ape on deck.
Okay. He will feel like he's gonna pull out a bunch of cards from his pocket.
All right.
And I'm just gonna pick one at random. Okay. Let me see what that is.
Okay. I was like, I don't have that.
I do. And he's gonna throw it near the ape.
All right.
And a giant ogre mage is going to appear in front of him.
All right. Giant ogre mage, as represented by a motherfucking eagle.
Nice.
There's so many weird ogres around here, and like none of them are nearby. All right. And
as a bonus action, how far is she?
About
From
70 from the ogre mage. From Elio. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like about 80 feet, or 70 feet, sorry. It was 80 from Cobalt.
Okay, he'll step up about 20?
Yeah, you'll be right next to Kichiro.
Yeah. And his chest is going to light up and a blade is going to appear and swing in her direction.
All right.
And I'll try to hit her. Okay. That is a... What are actions? That is a 17 to hit.
That will just hit.
Cool. It's lower on a bonus action. So that is that is 4 damage.
Okay. All right. So then we are on to the red cap and the giant ape. So the red cap will start this off because I had his stats up first. He is going to go ahead. The closest person to him is our lovely bard, Daz. And he is going to make some attacks with his wicked little sickle in your general direction. 11 is the highest thing that I rolled.
Misses.
So he's just like frothing at the mouth, a little confused as to what happened to his friend, and swinging at you wildly with this very, very tetanusy looking sickle. And misses all of them, but is making a very terrifying noise while doing it. All right, and then it is... Can't do that. He will be done with his turn and stuck in front of you like a little guy. Which brings us to the best thing on the board. Sorry, everyone. Giant ape. Who...
That's true.
Let me see if he can suss out that this is... No, he would just attack it. So he will do one of his giant fists, will just swing at this ogre that magically appeared in front of him. I mean, I'll do it to a 19 to hit.
I mean, it's not real.
Yeah, like his fist just goes straight through this giant creature that appeared in front of him, and he sort of looks confused as his fist closes around nothing. It dispels it, I do believe.
I mean, like, he knows it's not.
Oh, we'll leave it out then. It'll just hang out, and then he will turn, and you guys are kind of the most in his sight line, so he is going to run at the two of you over here and take a swing at Elio, who's slightly closer. With his other multi-attack, which will be a 12 to hit.
Does not hit.
Okay. And then he will just kind of stand there and once again rear up on his back legs and beat his chest as he comes down and just slams into the ground, and it sort of shakes beneath all of you, and there's a crack in the stone from where his fist impacts. Which brings us to Veritas.
Oh, it's been ages. Okay, so Veritas is going to see this giant ape and figure that's probably a problem. And I'm going to just waltz over to it, set my lantern down, and do some schwangin', if that sounds good to you.
You can get all the way up to this massive animal who you didn't really see transform, and you're just like...
Huh, she must have a pet giant ape. Cool. All right, so 2 attacks. These are with the hand axes. So the first one is going to be a 14 to hit.
That will hit.
Awesome. And then I'll roll the other one just because I imagine one swing isn't going to be enough to kill it. So the other one is more than 14. So that is going to be... Oh, and one of the blade swings, the first one, swings out, and it already looks pretty quickly, just given how hard Veritas swings his weapons. But you see it almost like there's this purplish aura that it like traces behind, leaving after images. And I'm going to put some telekinetic stank on this first one.
As one does.
Exactly. So the first one is going to be for 13 points of damage, 7 of which is psychic.
Okay.
And the second one is for, max damage. So that is for 10 points of just slashing damage.
Okay. You're just kind of slashing at the back of this ape's legs, and it's opening up. This is also a large animal who doesn't seem super bothered by what you're doing right this exact second. And that brings us back to the top of the round. And as we're frozen in this moment of intense action, we'll go ahead and take a break there.
Ooh, valid.
All right, so we will be back in just about 10 minutes. Reminder that you should donate to ye old Transgender Loth Center through our Tiltify and be entered to win some sweet minis. If you're joining us on Twitch, it's the 10 minutes. If you're on YouTube, we'll be back in some amount of days. A couple. But otherwise, we'll see you in a few. Thanks for staying with us. Perfect. No notes.